Hi, my name is Alan Espinosa, and I will be presenting my evidence to a video essay. And let's get started. A positive aspect of the current generation is that as time passes, they get better awareness of the various social, economic, and political problems that society faces today. And one of the issues that is receiving more attention lately is the excessively consumerist tendency that the global population has fallen into. This brings an unimaginable number of problems of multiple kinds, such as inflation in economies of various countries, work exploitation of vulnerable groups throughout the world, but most importantly, an ecological disaster of global scale that is followed by the most devastating climate change seen in recent years. But how did it all start? Well, in order to understand these problems that affect our present, we have to analyze the past. And since I am an aspirant to a degree in art, I can't find a better way to do it than through art itself. First, we have to understand that most of the consumer trends that foster hedonism inside all of us was given birth in American lands in the 20th century. I mean, it's clear that hedonism, selfishness, and greed have existed through thousands of years. But one of the aspects that helped to create this problem was at the same time part of the most important process in our path as a species, the Industrial Revolution, which brought a vast amount of changes in the society, which undoubtedly affected the course that history would take. Before the Industrial Revolution, if someone needed an instrument or product, it had to be manufactured in a long chain of strenuous and time-consuming process, which made the product receive a value based on the aforementioned. But with the growing progress and the modernization of various processes that the Industrial Revolution brought, the general population was able to have at their fingertips a wide variety of products and services that in the past were scarce due to difficulties of their production or would be considered exclusively from the upper class. As the quality of the production of the goods and services improved, the population became more and more used to the comfort of mass-produced items. And as the technology improves, these kinds of goods became more and more common in the life of the average American, with products ranging from consumables such as soft drinks to canned food of all varieties. Here we have an advertisement of Coca-Cola of the 40s, in which we could see an example of the large amount of bottles that were produced for the population, regardless of how harmful this is to the health. Another example is the Span advertisement, in which we can see how the enterprise wanted this product to be part of the daily meals of the American people. Then we have one of the works that I consider most representative both of the time and the society that lived at America in that time, made by Andy Warhol, Campbell's Soup #1. And although simple in composition, it's majestic in its meaning and its background, since it shows a large number of Campbell's soups stacked resembling a grocery shelf. This work was made as a mockery and at the same time a criticism of what American culture was becoming in that time in terms of consumption. And in the exact words of Andy Warhol, what's great about this country is that America started the tradition where the richest consumers buy essentially the same things as the poorest. From here, an artistic movement known as pop art would explode, in which the artists would use inspiration and reference the material that was popular at that time, such as comics, fashion trends, in addition to various cultural aspects throughout. And throughout this artistic manifestation, we can appreciate from the perspective of the artists how the population mentally evolved to become what is today. Here we have some quick examples from artists such as Mel Ramos or the aforementioned Andy Warhol. As a brief conclusion, I would like to add that, as could be seen due to the economic model in which most of today's society is based, the globalization that we have experienced in recent decades, the lifestyles of many people, I included, have maintained, it's proving highly toxic and harmful for the disadvantaged social classes that are in charge of producing and manufacturing the various goods that we consume today, as well for the environment, since we waste most of its resources in an aggressive way, and we do not pay too much attention to the pollution that these practices generate. Fortunately, a certain sector of the population is showing more and more interest in stopping this type of practice, so the future generations can have a better future and fewer people have to suffer the consequences of the bad decision we made in the last 2 centuries.